So, I went to the grocery store to buy a bag of avocados for my infamous guacamole, but when I got there, I realized I only had a couple of dollars and I could only buy 2. In other words, my lack of money limited my ability to make my guac. What does this have to do with chemistry? Let's talk about limiting reactants. Consider this reaction. 1 NH3 plus 2 O2 produces 1 HNO3 and 1 H2O. Let's say we react 3.2 moles of ammonia, NH3, with 5.4 moles of oxygen, O2. How much nitric acid, HNO3, could we produce? Just like my guac, the amount I can produce depends on which of my starting ingredients is limiting. I therefore need to know the limiting reactant. One way to do this is to consider how much nitric acid I can make from each of the available products. The reactant that leads to the least amount of product must be the limiting reactant. Now, let's consider how much nitric acid we could produce from the ammonia. We can convert moles of ammonia reacted to moles of nitric acid produced using the stoichiometric ratio given in the chemical reaction. That is, 1 mole of ammonia produces 1 mole of nitric acid, so 3.2 moles of ammonia will produce 3.2 moles of nitric acid. Mathematically, we will write 3.2 moles of ammonia multiplied by 1 mole of nitric acid over 1 mole of ammonia is equal to 3.2 moles of nitric acid. Moles of ammonia cancel out, leaving us with just moles of nitric acid. Next, let's figure out how much nitric acid we can produce from the oxygen. Again, it takes 2 moles of oxygen to produce 1 mole of nitric acid. Let's do this one mathematically. We have 5.4 moles of oxygen as our starting material. We multiply this by 1 mole nitric acid over 2 moles of oxygen. This time, the moles of oxygen cancel out, leaving us with the moles of nitric acid produced. Carrying out this math gives us 2.7 moles of nitric acid. The ammonia is able to produce 3.2 moles of nitric acid, while oxygen can only produce 2.7 moles. The oxygen is going to run out first, just like my avocados. Therefore, the oxygen is the limiting reactant. This means that there will be some ammonia left over after the reaction has run to completion. We say that the ammonia was present in excess. So good thing my grocery store has an ATM. I wouldn't want guacamole to be the limiting reagent in my party. So, now you know.